For centuries humanity has thought of the opportunity of not being far off from every other person in the hugeness of the universe. As we checked the evening out on the town stars, we analyzed the probability that there might be secret powers and civic establishments lurking in faraway grandiose frameworks, yet there was negligible significant confirmation of this before the appearance of Oumuamua, our most paramount interstellar visitor, who made an appearance oddly and a while later run off to space. Now Joe Rogan have of the notable advanced broadcast Joe Rogan experience. It's intrigued by the new unsettling disclosure that Oumuamua has returned and is as of now on a heading toward Earth. The undeniable issue is the explanation is this bewildering and questionable, an ego advancing back to our planet. Could we find out with our knowledge into space and bleeding edge development the ID and gathering of things spot in space should be an unmistakable undertaking. At any rate, the account of Oumuamua differs essentially. Oumuamua is a space object that has jumbled scientists and space specialists acquiring its name, which implies a courier from far off appearing. First, this thing started from significant space, or what we typically suggest as interstellar space. Interstellar space is the huge degree between stars past our planetary gathering. Occasionally descents from interstellar space can enter Earth's planetary gathering. However, Oumuamua was a frightening visitor that left us dumbfounded. The basic perspective that enchanted scientists was Oumu and Mua peculiar appearances. It had a extend shape looking like a wiener or hot dog. At first, analysts considered it to be a space rock. At any rate, space rocks typically have changed or flighty shapes and circle the sun inside our close-by planet bunch. Oumuamua, on the other hand, shown an unquestionable shape, intriguing, of a finely made or planned object. Other than it didn't seek after the normal circle around our sun like space rocks do. Along these lines, Oumuamua promptly transformed into a topic of conversation in view of its unprecedented characteristics and its obstruction of common explanations. It was during this time that the prominent podcaster Joe Rogan became enchanted by the abnormal thought of this flying thing. He invited he an Israeli-American speculative physicist and appropriated maker to plunge significant into the mysteries enveloping Oumuamua. In one of his computerized recording episodes, he made an unprecedented appearance, enlightening the web recording swarm about the thought of Oumuamua and the opportunity of its extraterrestrial start. Unfortunately, in light of its quick departure from our sun-fueled structure, further examination of Oumuamua turned out to be trying. In any case, amazingly, Oumuamua has reappeared. What's more, is presently conveying signs to Earth. Joe Rogan, having coordinated wide assessment, actually coursed an episode in which he uncovered an wealth of information about this astounding thing. Stay tuned to uncover the most ongoing divulgences about Oumuamua and what might happen when this thing at long last associates with Earth. Upon its appearance to our close-by planet bunch, Oumuamua immediately went against the standard guidelines of room travel. Regularly, space objects move at solid paces relative with other heavenly bodies. At any rate, analysts right away perceived that Oumuamua was going at its own exceptional speed, touching off conversation and speculation that it very well might be it. Comets are bone-chilling bodies in space that encourage stories as materials deteriorate off their surfaces due to the sun's exceptional force on the off chance that you've any time seen a dazzling roll of light streaking across the fact that you makes the night sky chances great. Seen a comet not at all like space rocks or planetary bodies. Comets can show up at speeds of up to 100,000 miles per hour, depending upon their partition from the sun. Oumuamua's outstanding pace right away convinced specialists to think it was a comet, at any rate at coming up short on fundamental component of most comet the getting away from tail gas Oumuamua's unthinkable. To miss improvement through space didn't seem to be that of a typical comet. A couple researchers assessed that it was eliminating gas from its sunal side, prompting it like a rocket. In any case, this theory stood up to a tremendous deterrent: the deficit of noticeable getting away from gas, and thusly a story. If Oumuamua were beyond question a comet, analysts would have had the choice to certify it even as an interstellar article. It would have shown some ordinary ascribes. In 2019, another interstellar comet named 2 with Borisov was found. This comet behaved like a typical radical comet, showing a tail on various occasions. The size of Earth, unlike Oumuamua, it had separated on various events throughout the years, with Oumuamua turning out to be not one or the other a space rock nor a comet. Another theory emerged: it might be a segment from an exoplanet. This theory recommended that a space rock had collided with a planet outside our close-by planet bunch, sending parts going through space from the second. Oumuamua was first seen on October 19, 2017, using the Skillet Stars 1 observatory in Hawaii. It transformed into an exciting mystery. The Dish Stars 1 observatory, a condensing for all, including outline telescope and quick response structure, houses a huge telescope outfitted with one of the world's greatest mechanized cameras. Bow 1.4 billion pixels. Its essential job is to perceive anticipated that perils should Earth fights that could ram into our planet. Furthermore, hurt while space specialists working the telescope identified the bewildering article streaking through our planetary gathering. They shut it was something extraordinary and named it Oumuamua. At first, stargazers acknowledged Oumuamua seemed to be a tumbling wiener-shaped object. At any rate, anytime its genuine design was uncovered days after it went through our planetary bunch, assessments exhibited that Oumuamua had parts of 377 x 364 by 62 feet, refuting the hidden stoy-like shape. Furthermore, revealing a hot cake-like development as Oumuamua pushed toward its closest feature, the Sun. On September 9, 2017, it showed astonishing speed, going at about 196,000 miles per hour. In addition, its orbital course around the Sun suggested that it was not just impacted by gravitational powers yet started from past our close-by planet bunch. The possibility of a pariah presence examining our daylight-based structure caused conflict and craze inside laid-out analysts, and the generally populous Oumuamua's impulse appeared to outflank the powers routinely found in comets or other heavenly bodies, and it showed a predictable, deliberate push. It seemed to progress as it hoped to move away from the Sun's power and return to its extraterrestrial home. These whimsies convinced various to imagine that Oumuamua was an outcast. Transport theory arose, suggesting it very well may be an extraterrestrial test, like our traveler transport, constrained by a dark internal energy source rather than ordinary powers. Choosing the start and time of Oumuamua presented a tremendous test. Getting a live model or a close-by viewpoint on the thing was incredible because of its extraordinarily fast Earth-based telescopes coming up short on significant objective to get an obvious picture. Accordingly, scientists from the get-go construed that Oumuamua had a stole-like shape until later discernments confirmed its hotcake-like development. The untouchable spaceship speculation assembled up energy as it had all the earmarks of being the most possible explanation for this befuddling heavenly eccentricity. Total researchers even proposed vivid explanations for Oumuamua's beginning point and movement. PC-based knowledge Labaya, Harvard instructor of cosmology, guessed that Oumuamua was an untouchable rocket equipped with a light deal for space stimulus. This technique incorporates involving the sun's radiation as a wellspring of stimulus according to Bend as photons weave off Oumuamua surface they, at any rate, produce energy for improvement. This theory faced a couple imperfections. Sun-controlled radiation can prompt minimal lightweight particles with low densities requiring a tremendous surface locale to get sufficient radiation for force by the purchase if that we think about a turn of events, most certainly further created than our own. These requirements may not make a contrast, and sun-based radiation could drive a van the size of Oumuamua. Indeed, even without observable daylight-based cruises, no matter what the intensity, including the outcast transport, speculation laid out specialists remained attentive and dubious. Exceptional cases require noteworthy confirmation and, without significant affirmation or direct insight, the hypothesis stay. Theoretical scientists like to adhere to the norm of Am's razor, which suggests that the most untroublesome explanation is a large part of the time the most likely. Because of Oumuamua, the most straightforward explanation would be a trademark yet weird thing as gone against to a pariah transport to amass more information about Oumuamua and potentially address the mystery of its beginning stage in nature. Specialists go to state-of-the-art virtual encounters and exhibiting by looking at the available data and running various reenactments. Examiners plan to repeat and appreciate Oumuamua's heading. Moreover, direct these entertainments offered huge encounters into the article possible creation, shape, and possible beginning focuses. In October 2018, a survey appropriated in the Astrophysical Journal Letters proposed a possible normal explanation for Oumuamua. The experts suggested that the thing could be a fractal dust complete outlined in the protoplanetary circle, an energetic star. Such sums are made from buildup particles that group together in light of the fact that of CHW ellatic powers molding an estimatedly bound structure. This explanation would address Oumuamua's amazing shape and non-attendance of a observable story, while the ordinary explanation develops some forward development, the opportunity of Oumuamua being a fake article or transport state. Amazing the progression. Listen project, which intends to search for verification of extraterrestrial understanding, even coordinated a comprehensive pursuit for counterfeit signs from a MUA. At any rate, no evidence of fake signs or a few different indications of extraterrestrial advancement were recognized as time elapsed and Oumuamua got away from our close-by planet bunch. It ended up being continuously challenging to amass additional data. Eventually it turned out to be unreasonably frail and distant to see, really leaving a large number requests answered before we explore Joe Rogan's tension about Oumuamua's sudden revisitation of our sun-based structure. Could we find out where in the universe this bewildering thing comes from? What does Oumuamua ascribe say as to beginning stage Oumuamua, the confusing article that started from far past our planetary gathering keeps on befuddling scientists as they try to unravel its substantial start at. That's what first experts speculated. Oumuamua may have come from Vega as wonderfully splendid star inside the LRA. Glorious body Vega arrangement of trash plates made it a possible contender. As the ore of Oumuamua, as demonstrated by this theory, Oumuamua would have set out on an amazing 600Z journey to, at any rate, show up at our planetary gathering. Late enhancements have anticipated vulnerability on the Vega speculation, driving specialists to explore a extraordinary numerous elective possibilities. A couple scientists at present suggest that Oumuamua may have explored our reality for billions of years, going through north of 20,000 star structures during its process, crossing an enormous number of years. While this could give off an impression of being a tremendous time span, it is pretty much nothing stood out from the age of our framework. Evaluate to connect with 10 billion years old with about 200 billion stars given the range of Oumuamua's. Interstellar Odyssey cosmologists guess that its involvement in our close-by planet gathering could check its most vital correspondence with another sublime region. This theory gains support from Oumuamua's course, which eagerly seems to be the improvement of a joining stars as they rapidly cruise by our sun to open the advantaged bits of knowledge of Oumuamua's beginning stage. Specialists have exactingly backtracked its direction, going before entering our planetary gathering. Karen Baylor-Jones of the Greatest Board Foundation for Stargazing embraced the troublesome endeavor of breaking down Oumuamua's course, comparing to the bona fide spots of around 7 million stars by using data from the Gaia Space Mechanical Assembly, which perseveringly noticed these stars. B. Jones recreated their orbital ways and searched for unions or comparable qualities with Oumuamua's. Bearing this expansive assessment yielded 4 promising contenders, each showing bearings that solidly looked like the rewound method of Oumuamua. Among these upand-comers, one is acknowledged to be Oumuamua's starting point, but undeniably concluding its beginning stage remains an mind-boggling test. During his cautious evaluation, Baylor-Jones referenced an fascinating objective reality. He saw that Oumuamua's course agreed with a nearby between 1 to 2 or cloud R or 100,000 to 200,000 vast units. Also, the experience speeds between Oumuamua and all of the normal start contenders were strikingly high, going from 6 to another 16 miles per hour, addressing a mistaking question for specialists. A couple experts have recommended that Oumuamua could be a planetesimal, a design block expelled during the starting stages. In any case of planet improvement, achieved such incredible release speeds solely through encounters with greater planets shows up to be significantly unthinkable anyway. Not through and through unbelievable. Another opportunity is that Oumuamua started from a twofold star structure which could address its critical speed at any rate. None of the for presumably competitor for Oumuamua beginning stage are twofold stars, further adding to the multifaceted nature of the puzzle. The mission for Oumuamua's real beginning go on with the assumption that future appearances of Gaia data will shed light on this grandiose secret. Extra data from Gaia will enable stargazers to track down their mission for the Divine Explorer beginning stage, giving further pieces of information into the developments of bordering stars and perhaps provoking more authoritative results regardless of what its start. One request remains: what instigated Oumuamua through the unlimited quality of room, disengaging it from its superb home? Scientists have proposed a couple enrapturing possible results to make feeling of the quick trip of this confounding expressway wonderful. Guested one hypothesis recommends that Oumuamua may have outlined due to a disastrous crash between 2 heavenly bodies. Another speculation suggests that a vast blast impact could have delivered Oumuamua from its interesting region, making it the head corer from distant spaces to class our close-by planet bunch. Some indeed even contrast Oumuamua with a harbinger of calamity like wandering space rocks that current potential threats to Earth. Later on, in any case, the record turns out to be substantially more enchanting when space specialists like Garrett Levine of Yale School present a persuading thought. Oumuamua could involve bits of ice eliminated from the harsh plates of far off, which as of now consistently track down their course into our daylight-based system as interstellar flume and jetsam. In 2017, Task Lyra was shipped off as a drive pushed by Oumuamua with the sole objective of encouraging a bus fit for going at high speeds to hinder interstellar articles like Oumuamua and to slice Boris off the Endeavour planned to achieve this purchase utilizing an innovative light arrangement rocket. It is projected that the LRA undertaking will ship off a serious space device among 2030 and 2033, which the majority would view as ordinary, to reach Oumuamua. By 2047 or 2049, the affirmation of this forceful endeavor is reachable. In light of basic types of progress and advancements in transport development for occurrence, the light sail to a strikingly little space device controlled solely by daylight-based radiation has completed 18,000 circles around Earth, covering a distance of 8 million km. This space contraption has the ability to push minute tests rapidly through space by reflecting strong lasers off its little sails with extra movements in these sorts of transport. The fact that we could cultivate makes it conceivable